there's been a lot of technology that's brought to bear to the fixed income markets over these last number of years. However, the way the market trades, the way people get business done, hasn't changed all that much. But that is, in fact, going to change. And here to talk about that today is George Okrepke, who's the president of bonds.com. George, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So, first of all, tell me a little bit about that. So there has been a lot of technology implementation in fixed income, but the market kind of trades like it was the last century still, but that's going to change.
Absolutely. I think you had a couple trends. One is the market's gotten dramatically bigger over the last 10 years. And for the first time, you have a standardized language that we're all talking, fixed 4.4,
right.
So we all can talk to each other. And Bloomberg's done a fantastic job implementing the TABB implementation. It allows market makers to make markets. So all the challenges we had years ago, with getting markets up and
right.
at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's all answered today, and in our platform, Bonds Pro, at 8 o'clock in the morning, we have 70,000 prices sitting there, just in the U.S. corporate bond market.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about Bonds Pro. So you kind of talked about it as sort of like the DNS in the internet world. So what is it, in fact, that you guys are doing, and sort of traffic cop, or how would you
Absolutely
sort of...
not. We are a neutral entity here. We are drastically reducing the cost of supply meeting demand. And it's zero for liquidity providers.
Okay.
And this isn't anything new. They do this in other markets, but I think it's inhibited the cost around technology and electronic trading and fixed income has inhibited the growth over the last 20 years. And the world is demanding it. So, we have, we partnered with interesting channel partners. Our first partner was UBS, which brought to our liquidity pool a very unique distribution into Europe through the private wealth distribution.
Right.
And so my market makers say, instead of getting just to the same old 20 guys they were getting to for 10 years, now get access to thousands and thousands of institutions in Europe and millions of households.
I see. Okay. Now, in addition, just this week, you announced an agreement, a deal, if you will, with NYSE. Can you tell us about that and what's that going to do?
It's fantastic. So, NYSE, by the way, today has 4,000 markets sitting down there, firm, executable corporate bond markets. We're the only ATS or ECN that can consume those because we're an all-to-all. We are a broker-dealer. We're the ATS. We're the other side of the trade. It's not a bilateral marketplace, which really changes everything. So for one document, you get access to the whole world. So you don't need to know the guy in Zurich that just did the trade.
Right,
you just need to know me. But NYSE brought us a great brand. They're committed to the fixed income markets. And again, like me, they see this global demand for fixed income. Yesterday, one of the headlines was that there was a big demand for Canadian bonds with the crisis in Europe, and for some reason there was a credit play there. Well, they couldn't get to it. And we're going to solve all those problems.
Okay.
And we'll do it with partners. So we're doing it with people like the NYSE, UBS. We're talking to people getting distribution into Asia.
Right.
And we're going to do away with the clock. It's going to be a 24/7 market.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. And that's like other asset classes have. That's sort of where they've gone as well. So it's kind of following that same path.
I didn't make any of this up, by the way.
So finally, George, tell me a little bit about. You mentioned corporate credits.
Yep.
Are you guys sort of expanding or taking this from product to product in fixed income, or what's the sort of game plan here for you guys?
Yeah, I think that our model works in every market, with every segment. And you look at the book industry with Amazon. And look what happened to Borders the other day.
Yeah, right.
The old models are very expensive, aren't going to be sustainable, and they actually thwart growth. So we're learning. We've already done this for a year now. This works. So when you go to somebody and say, by the way, it doesn't cost you anything to provide liquidity, nor should you ever pay for that. They listen. Not only do they listen, they become, two of the larger firms that actually invested in my company.
Okay.
They don't control the company, they're just investors. They thought it was such a great story. In the end, it's my job, by the way, to go get the other side of the trade.
Yeah.
And when you have a vibrant liquidity pool, you'll get it.
Sure. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. So Bonds Pro, kind of bringing electronic trading technology finally to the bond market, the fixed income market. I'm joined by George Okrepke, who's the president of bonds.com. George, thanks for being here.
Thanks
for joining us.
Thanks.